Social Vibes here to help you out with all your coffee, tech, and social media needs. And today we're going to be talking about the Blackmagic 6K and the Blackmagic 6K Pro. So first off, I would like to say is if you like this type of content and if you like the quality of these videos, please consider hitting that subscribe button below so that I can reach 500 subscribers. I've used the Blackmagic 6K personally for about a year and a half now, and I love the image quality out of this camera. But as you guys know, 2021 has been filled with tons of new cameras that have come to the market for different price points, and so I'm going to be telling you guys if it's actually worth it to buy this camera in 2021. So with that out of the way, let's jump right into the video. First, we're going to be talking about autofocus. Now, the Blackmagic 6K does have autofocus, however, it is a one-time focus. It doesn't have any follow focus features. Now, that is a huge disadvantage for me because a lot of times, like I said, I'm sitting down doing these videos and I may move from here and I'm out of focus depending on what lens I have, or if I move up here, I'm not being able to get that steady focus like I want tracked on my face. This makes it very difficult to shoot depending on what you're going to be shooting, so I would recommend that you keep that in consideration whenever you're considering buying the Blackmagic 6K or the 6K Pro. Now, the next thing that I would like to mention, and it's very obvious, is the battery life sucks on these cameras. Now, you do get an improvement with the newer Blackmagic 6K Pro. However, it still isn't comparable to the other competitors because their battery life may go for hours and some may even go for days depending on what you're shooting. Now, with the Blackmagic 6K Pro, that battery goes to about 1 hour depending on what codec you're shooting in, and with the Blackmagic 6K, you need to take at least 3 batteries if you're going to be shooting for over 2 hours because you're just not going to get even 1 full hour out of those Canon batteries in the Blackmagic 6K. Alright, so now let's talk about the LCD. Now, with the LCD screen on the Blackmagic 6K, again, you do get an upgrade because it tilts. However, this isn't something that's helpful to me really at all because, again, I'm sitting down and I'm doing these talking head videos for YouTube, and even with that tilt screen, I can't see myself, I can't see if I'm in focus, I can't see anything because I don't get a swivel screen. A lot of cameras nowadays, a lot of DSLRs, a lot of mirrorless cameras, they have the flip out screen which can also pivot around so that you can see yourself, which is perfect for these types of setups, but also whenever you're out on the field. If you're getting a low to the ground shot with your gimbal, then it's really nice to be able to flip that screen out and flip it up so you can get high or low and still be able to see your screen very clearly. Alright guys, now we're halfway through this video, so now let's talk about the advantages that the Blackmagic 6K and 6K Pro have over other cameras around its price range in 2021. So first off, it has built-in NDs. Now that is for the 6K Pro. This is a huge benefit because you don't have to carry ND filters around unless you're in very bright conditions, because you do only get a certain amount of stops of ND on the Blackmagic 6K Pro. However, for the most part, you don't have to carry around as many ND filters because it has it built right into the camera with a very easy access with a button press on the back. Moving on to the next thing, it's more of a personal thing for me, but maybe some of you guys will share this with me as well, and that is that this camera is not a small setup whenever you're shooting. So you may be saying to yourself, what do you mean? Like, how is that an advantage that it's not small? For me, whenever I'm going into my professional shoots, I don't know, there's just something about bringing, your gimbal with this massive camera, matte box on front. It just looks so nice. It looks so professional. Immediately, people are gonna take you seriously if they see you with a setup like this, compared to if you're bringing in a mirrorless camera, maybe even something like the A7S III or the FX3. Those cameras aren't as big of a setup as the Blackmagic 6K and the Blackmagic 6K Pro. The next thing that this camera has that a lot of other cameras like this do not have is the shutter angle. So for you guys who don't know where shutter angle is, basically what it does is it allows you to shut your shutter angle to, let's say, 180 degrees, which is normal, which is standard, and basically you don't have to mess with your shutter. Anytime you change your frame rate, it's going to automatically adjust to be 2 times your frame rate for your shutter speed. Now this gives you natural motion blur and all those different things, and so this is a great benefit to this camera that you don't see on a lot of other cameras like the A7S III or even the FX3. Alright guys, so now we're down to our last topic, which is the lenses. Because this camera uses an EF mount, you get a wide variety of lenses at all different price ranges that you can use with this type of camera. Now, in comparison, whenever you're using something like a Sony, for instance, you don't get as wide as a variety of lenses that you do with an EF mount system. Now, with that being said, you also don't find as many lenses that are at such an affordable rate with the Sony than you do with the EF mount system. That's just something else to take into consideration whenever you're shopping for a camera like the Blackmagic 6K or the 6K Pro. Alright, so thank you guys for sticking through this video. And now with that being said, I'm going to give you guys my answer. Is the Blackmagic 6K and 6K Pro worth it in 2021? And the answer for me is no. This camera is not the cameras that I need because it doesn't really check off all the boxes that I need. I really do need very good and sharp autofocus. I need better battery life so that I'm not having to carry around huge batteries or tons of batteries for a small shoot. And the fact that you don't have that tilt screen, it really does not serve a great benefit for me doing these YouTube videos or even working out in the field. So with that being said, I have a new camera coming in, and I did say the name of the camera in this video, and if you guys can guess which camera that is, let me know in the comment section below. I'll be posting videos as soon as that camera comes in. It actually arrives tomorrow. And with that being said, until that video comes out, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.